Brandon Graham, joined alongside the legend, Lindsay Adams, Hawkins Pastrana, and of course, Craig McMorris will be reporting all day long from that street course. One young lady who has taken this X Games by storm, Haisa Lael.
This little girl, I mean, you got to see this Instagram. This is how
this is really what put her on the map,
yeah,
right?
This is how most of us first had an intro to this awesome little girl. Look at that heel flip in her fairy costume. And now she's here with the potential to win women's skateboard.
Yeah,
street.
you want to talk about a fairy tale, heel flipping that stair set to now competing at X Games Minneapolis. A look at our finals format. We've got 10 skateboarders, 3 runs each. The single best score counts, and as always, it comes down to overall impression. Well, Alexis Sablone is certainly no stranger to the X Games stage. This is a contest she's won 3 times before. Let's check in as she gives us a course preview.
Hey, I'm Alexis Sablone. We're out here at X Games Minneapolis, and I'm gonna give you guys a street course preview. Right here, we have a small Euro gap. Small, but it's like a little bit tall. And then this is the big rail in the 4 block. Maybe keep that for the end of the run, something big. And here we have a bump to ledge. I have some stuff planned for this. Here we have another bump to ledge and a gap. The angles change a little bit, so that can be a little bit tricky if you're trying to flip your board. And then this one's pretty fun. It's kind of like a small bump to bar, and it's pretty fun to do tricks over. I really like this part here. As you can see, it's a big, long double kink rail. Personally, I'm gonna try to just go over it, because that's what I like to do. I think what's nice about this course is it's kind of like circular, so you can skate it really in both directions and around, so there are lots of possibilities.
Thanks to Alexis and her iPhone for giving us that nifty course preview. So a look at our start list today. It's got a little bit of everything, Lindsay, when you talk about veterans, rookies, and young superstars with the potential to win this thing outright.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's 4 rookies in this final today, 14, 12, 11, and 11. Can you believe that? Along with all of our veterans. It's going to be a super exciting contest. Everybody's been skating super well on this course.
Yeah, kicking things off, a 14-year-old who really got the invite somewhat last minute, Poe Pinson. And Craig, I know you've been watching her practice. She might be a podium threat here today.
Oh my goodness, I did not see that in practice.
Me
that back
either.
50, she locked in almost too good and went up that flat to up bar, which we haven't seen, but Poe, she on one.
Backside 360, you know, she's been a machine out there in practice. She really knows how to put together a contest run, which serves her well in this format.
14 years old, not yet in high school, just finished 8th grade.
Okay, Lance, that hard flip was magical.
Yeah, she does those on point almost every time. She's really good at getting tricks in, using the whole course.
We always talk about it, Lindsay, every single year. No one ever wants to be the first one to drop into any contest, let alone the X Games, let alone the final, let alone as an X Games rookie. Poe Pinson showing no nerves right there.
There's that 50-50 all the way up and off. I didn't see her do that in practice even.
I don't think she meant to do that. I think she kind of locked in and then just hoped for the best. And I think that's even gnarlier, though.
Right. Improvising is something judges definitely like to see.
So her score coming in at a 73.66. So a solid first run, and she'll get 2 more cracks at this course. We turn our attention now to 29-year-old Candy Jacobs making her 10th X Games appearance, and Lindsay still in search of that first ever X Games medal.
Yeah, Candy has really been improving the past few years. You can tell every contest how much better she's gotten.
Right.
She just has such a passion for skateboarding and enjoys it so much. She brings a lot of good energy to a session and to these contests.
Guys, can we just jump back to that first trick of her run? That front Smith on the biggest rail in the park, that's how you set the toe.
Right. You drop in and skate the biggest feature on the course, and then judges go, okay.
Okay, okay.
And sometimes Candy's undoing is her first run we've seen in previous contests. We always joke about her being generally the first one to drop in for whatever reason. Now she's running second and not being able to close this one out, but a much better opening showing than we've seen from her traditionally.
Yeah, that was an incredible run. She got so many tricks in, stayed really solid and focused. She looks pleased with that, and she knows that she has more to give, so it's good. Oh, there's that big Smith grind straight out of the gate, setting her confidence for the rest of the run.
And I really like, you know, it sucks to fall, but if you fall at the end of your run, when you put down a couple hammers already, it doesn't really take away from the confidence.
Right. Exactly.
So Jacob's score coming in at a 68. Next to drop in, Yumeka Oda, 12 years old, making her X Games debut, and shockingly, not the youngest competitor in this field today, Lindsay.
Also starting out with that huge rail, big nose grind, kickflip over the hip. She's a great little competitor. It does not show that she's a rookie out here.
We saw this during elimination, just a laser focus from Yumeka.
Oh.
She seems to be in complete control, unfortunately going down there.
Stepping off that nollie heel flip. Oh,
whoa.
Wow. 50-50 kickflip out.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you were watching the bowl contest just moments ago, you'd have seen people fall, and that was the end of their run. Street, it's very different, Brandon.
Yes, thank you, Craig. Yeah, and in our park contest, we had a jam format where essentially once you fall, no matter where you're at in that time, your run's done. Different, still the traditional 3-run format here in the final. And look at this. She could have just easily 50-50 this and come back off, but to flip out, judges love that.
So much more difficult to flip your board while balancing on the ledge and right away, especially landing in a bank like that rather than just a flat.
So here is Haisa Leal, 11 years old. You saw the video of her heel flipping at 7 that caught Tony Hawk, of all people's, attention. She's been a star ever since. Here she is making her X Games debut at 11 years old.
Front lip on the big rail?
Come on.
She is tiny, but it doesn't show. She has so much pop, so much style. That Smith grind is one of the best I've seen. She's just a pleasure to watch. Back lip down that rail that probably comes up to her belly button at least. Falling over the rail box in the middle there. Showing a little bit different creativity. Oh my God! Feeble, front feeble down that giant rail.
And
wow.
Haisa drops the hammer on her very first run.
That was a great show.
Wow.
I'm speechless.
The youngest skater in our final, just 11 years old, with a near perfect opening run. Take another look.
Look at that styly Smith, just dips it so low.
Well, you said it, Lindsay.
That
It's one thing to
back
have
lip.
the tricks. It's another thing to do those tricks with the style that she possesses.
That frontside feeble, you could tell the board wanted to slide into a front board, but she has the skills to hold it into that.
A huge score for Haisa, 87.66, puts her in first place. And there you see Leticia Buffoni trying to win a 5th straight gold medal. Also have 3 skaters out here attempting to become the youngest X Games gold medalist of all time. And we've got 5 previous gold medalists in this field.
Wow, that's a lot for a final. Big signature 180 down the biggest steps on the course. Leticia knows how to play this game. She's going to put down a solid run with difficult tricks, but probably not her most difficult. Usually she gets in like a solid run and then she steps her game up later.
Leticia, fresh off that gold medal performance at X Games Shanghai just a couple of months ago.
Also fresh off a rolled ankle 2 days ago in practice. She's been icing, going to physio, so we'll see if that affects her too.
Oh, wow. Backlip. You know, backlips are so hard because you approach the rail and you have to get your back wheels and trucks over the rail, and it's blind and it's so scary and it's so easy to catch on the way over.
So Leticia Buffoni will look to clean things up on her second run as she tries to earn gold here at X Games Minneapolis, a 70.66. Good enough for third place. We're early here in the women's skateboard street final, and it's Haisa Leal, the 11-year-old, leading the way. More after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Hey, what's up? This is Diplo. We're here at the X Games. It's crazy, as you can see. I'm by myself backstage at the step and repeat, but I promise it'll be way more exciting when you cut to this crazy part of the party.
has a great look back at Diplo last night on the Geico Music Stage, who, according to my timeline, everyone who was in Minneapolis yesterday, I think, was at that show inside the Armory, which, of course, used to be home to the Minneapolis Lakers, the Minnesota National Guard. Prince shot a music video there, and now it's the home of all of our concerts and Vert Stage. Welcome back to X Games Minneapolis. We're in the middle of run number 1 here in the women's skateboard street final. Next up, making their 14th X Games appearance, Lacey Baker.
One of our veterans out here with the most stylish and technical skating. That tuck knee over there on the quarter to bank was definitely something that they were working on. Make sure they got the tuck in there. But of course, the tray flip over the hip. I mean, Lacey's just, you know, one of my favorites.
Yeah, you've been skating with Lacey for a long time.
Almost 20 years. Oh.
And it's so neat to see Lacey skate well on this stage. 7 X Games medals in Lacey's career, trying to add to it today.
Linz, Brandon, what I like about that run too is, yeah, Lacey fell, but Lacey kept going.
Yeah.
Lacey kept riding.
And that's something that, being a veteran, you have the mentality to keep going and to remember that this is a timed run and you have till the end of the clock.
So Leal still leading this thing early with that 87.66. Pinson and Buffoni rounding out our top 3. And now we move on to the second youngest in our field, the 11-year-old Momiji Nishiya out of Japan.
Oh,
okay.
Getting creative, stepping it up from qualifying, adding the shove it in the end of that.
Hi, Momiji.
Big spin front board. That one's so scary because you can hang up, and she totally tapped her one truck on that, but hung on. That was sick.
Okay, we have a run here, folks.
We are witnessing the takeover of the 11-year-olds here at X Games.
Oh, and feebling on that biggest feature of the course. She's really used the whole course well.
It's like Momiji saw the top of the show where we opened with Haisa.
Yeah.
And she said, hey, don't forget about me. I'm 11 too.
I'm 11 too, and
I
so
shred.
tiny and cute.
As we take
Look
another
at that
look.
focus. Bam, big spin front board.
We've got 3 tweens and 2 teens in the field. The average age of the 5 youngest skaters is 13 years old, 2 months.
How about the selling out after the 2-set front board there? I love
so
that.
Pumped.
The average age of the 5 oldest, by the way, 27 years, 2 months. A 90 for Momiji. She takes over first place. Come on.
I love to see the smile and the hype after figuring out that score.
Don't look
So
now,
cute.
but first and second place in this final are held by a couple of 11-year-olds.
Right now, the top 3 are 14 and under.
Let's see if 32-year-old Alexis Sablone can shake that up. She's won this event 3 times. She has 7 X Games medals. This is her 16th appearance.
You know, it's risky to start your run off with that big rail, and a few of the girls have done that today. Just didn't work out for Alexis. But the pop on this girl is next to none. That kickflip, you almost don't even notice she flips it. Coming in backwards now from her normal stance. Oh, stepping off that front board.
We saw her go down, Linz, on that front board on the big rail. I like how she attacked the small rail with a switch front board, one of the most technical board slides we'll see today.
Yeah.
We've had 10 years of Alexis Sablone at X Games. She made her debut in 2009 when she earned silver as a rookie. will have to clean things up, though, on her second attempt.
Here's that kickflip. Look at it. Oh, my gosh. I want to grow up and do kickflips like that. I don't know if any of you saw X Games Shanghai, but we'll talk about when Alexis comes back, her experience at that event.
Yeah, that was a great story. Her pro signature shoe had just come out, and she had brought two of the wrong size, two left shoes or something like that.
Yeah, and someone in the crowd had the right size on it.
In Shanghai, of all places.
Yeah,
that was unreal, and she got on the podium. Here's Aori Nishimura. She's won this event before. After a 5th place finish in Shanghai, she went bronze in Sydney, a silver medal last summer, and of course gold in 2017.
Oh, frontside feeble.
Just 18 and already 3 X Games medals.
I know, I feel like she's a veteran already. Like, oh yeah, you've been around forever.
Well, at 18, with the amount of 11 and 12-year-olds we have in this field, she is.
Yeah. Oh, big gap to lip slide.
And so far, the common theme, and let me know if you disagree, Craig, I hope not, it seems like the young bloods feel no pressure and have skated this course better than those who have been doing it for a decade.
Could ignorance be bliss?
Could be. Big board side, though, to end her run. Might have been after time there, though. So she gets that frontside feeble in, which is such an awesome trick, but she does dab her hands, and the judges will take note of that.
So Aori awaits her score of 58. Well, she's our defending gold medalist from X Games Minneapolis last year, and we got a chance to learn more about Mariah Duran in our Great Clips Athlete Profile.
Hey Mariah, welcome to Great Clips.
What's going on?
Hey.
Welcome.
How's it going?
We are taking ordinary people, so we just take their picture.
Beautiful.
Just through the magic of green screen photography, everybody looks like a pro. All right, Mariah, it's your turn. Hold that right there. 1, 2. I'm like doing a hand plant.
There it is, wow.
And we print it for you.
That looks perfect. Sick. I want to send it to my mom.
From the station over here, we can share your photos. Looks like you got a cool collection of photos, 4 or 5 of them. They'll be on your way shortly.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Now back to reality. It's going to be great.
I love that. I don't think Mariah actually needs the green screen for those photos, but she was a great sport there.
Yeah, that frontside invert was sick.
So 22-year-old Mariah Duran, she's got 3 X Games medals. A gold in Minneapolis last summer, a gold at X Games Sydney, but missed the podium at X Games Shanghai.
Oh, wow. Frontside feeble. I've seen more frontside feebles in this contest than I maybe have in any other contest. And everybody's have been so steezy.
Oh!
Craig, are you all right?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Mariah Duran laying waste to that pyramid right now. I think she was going for something other than a back 50 watching in practice there, but kind of collecting herself.
Yeah, it looks like she ran out of speed a little bit. Oh, fall after time.
Now, Linz, I don't think that will be enough to knock off Momiji or Raisa, but Bo Pinson, I don't know if she's going to stay in that 3rd medal position.
Let's take a look at this
that.
shot brought to you by Pacifico. But really, Mariah Duran picking up where she left off last summer here in Minneapolis. A 76.66, good enough for bronze medal position. And with that, we are 1 run in here in the women's skateboard street final. Mariah Duran trying to defend her gold. She's got to fend off a couple of 11-year-olds. more from X Games Minneapolis right after this.
X Games Minneapolis is brought to you by NextCare First Aid Products.
Well, Shred Hate is one of the best initiatives that X Games does, partnering up with the No Bully organization. We encourage fans to shred hate and to raise awareness about bullying and what we can do by choosing kindness and shredding hate. You can all join the movement. And for more info, check out xgames.com/shredhate. We're kicking off run number 2 here in the women's skateboard street final. And that 11-year-old you see, Momiji Nishiya, is our current leader. Absolutely an incredible performance thus far. And another 11-year-old is right behind her, Haisha Leal. And Poe Pinson saying, wait, I cannot hit the course yet until I get my track. Curious what she's listening to. But she's right now in 4th place, just outside of the podium. And she's an X Games rookie, Lindsay.
Yes, one of 4 X Games rookies in this final today. Oh, no, stepping off that backside 50-50, which in her first run, she totally nailed it. $50-50 to fakie. That means coming in backwards off of that ledge there. Oh, late shove it. She's still putting together a decent run here.
I was just going to say, to be in your X Games debut, to be 14 years old, to have a great first run, and then to fall on your opening trick on your next attempt, that might take the wind out of your sails, but Poe Pinson just seems unfazed.
Unfazed. There's that 50-50 to fakie on that middle blue ledge.
So she'll hold on to her first run score. 4th place is where she will stay. Candy Jacobs making of what was looking to be a really good opening run, and then the wheels kind of came off. Can she clean things up and complete what she was looking for from her first attempt?
Oh, almost getting that kick flip. Backside 50-50. That would definitely get her some good points flipping into that trick.
Well, we saw Momiji get points for 50-50 and then flipping out of it.
Right.
Candy trying to flip into it.
She did get that Smith grind on the big rail. Coming into fakie here. Still hanging on to a decent run. Feeble grinding down the other rail. She's definitely got good use of the course, which is something the judges look for. They want to see skaters being well-rounded and hitting as many different types of features on the course as they can.
And Linz, it's so easy to get locked into a feature, go back and forth, go back and forth. So you have to really step outside of your comfort zone into features that maybe are a little bigger, a little awkward for you. Candy Jacobs making this course her own.
Frontside Smith, textbook. Always fun, happy camaraderie between the women's street skaters out here.
So 12-year-old Yumeka Oda. She sits in 7th place. Here's her second attempt.
Wow. Coming out of the gate, like we keep saying, to that big rail is just so impressive.
Yeah, so many skaters are ending their runs on that feature.
Right.
And to kick things off with it, sheesh.
Oh, that nollie flip. 2 for 2.
I don't recall seeing her miss that at all in practice. Hopefully she can get it in her 3rd run. Coming in switch. Oh, switch frontside flip. You know, she's got a lot of technical tricks for someone so young and so new to the game. Also very tough. We've watched this kid take a lot of falls, some hard hits in these 2 runs so far, and just pops right up.
Yep, this 4'8", 85-pound 12-year-old seems to bounce back every single time. So a score of 72.
Puts her up into 5th from 7th.
Yep. There we see Haisa Leal. Never too young. That seems to be the theme of this X Games, particularly on the ladies' side between women's skateboard park and now women's skateboard street. Kokona Hiraki making history on opening night at just under 11 years old, earning silver, becoming the youngest medalist in X Games history. Could Haisa join that list? Right now, it's looking good as she's sitting in that silver medal spot.
And the way she hangs on to that all the way to the end, a lot of people will end up coming off early, but not Haisa. Getting that huge lip slide. Oh, so rad.
Everything just looks so automatic for her, Craig.
And it's not easy. She's not doing easy tricks. Smith, K-grind, back lip. That's not easy.
Doing that big ollie again. I just get excited to see what she's going to do next. I just want to watch. Oh.
Full commit to that kickflip down the big set, though. I really like that.
And I might be mistaken, but given her 2 runs in elimination and then now her second today, that might be the first time I've seen her fallen on a contest run this week at X Games Minneapolis.
Man, that K grind is just on point. Locking in and staying in it till the end.
Just looking like a boss on each of these features. Leticia Buffoni trying to earn gold here in X Games Minneapolis. She has her hands full with a couple of 11-year-olds. More from X Games Mini after this and a word from our ABC stations.
A lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually temporarily blind in my left and right eye.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Whoa, yo! Oh. You see what that is?
A Wendy skate through?
Hi, what can I get for you today?
That's a great question. What do you have?
Please excuse my friend Craig. We'll have the Baconators. It's Bacon Fest.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Voila.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
You too.
How's that burger, my friend? Dude, it looks so good.
Oh!
Okay.
Bro, I told you, Baconators are in
You
demand.
can't say that. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed, but I will get that burger back.
Yeah, go there.
I smell an Emmy. Thank you for that, Wendy's looking, Craig and myself. We're in the middle of run number 2 here in the women's skateboard street final at US Bank Stadium. Leticia Buffoni getting ready to drop in for her second run. But before she does, let's check out the Pacifico, discover more.
Leticia is very fiery, yeah. You can tell that she's got a real competitive drive.
Anything that's possible to do, she'll do it, you know, like she can do anything.
She's kind of like a firecracker, though. Not just one big boom, just constant.
I always be super competitive at everything. Everything I do, I always wanted to do my best. I always wanted to win.
Ain't fun if she doesn't win. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for sure she wants to be on the top. I mean, she likes the fear, like, know that she can do it, you know? And then when she landed, she's like so satisfied about it. You know? And I think that's what it takes, you know, to become better every day. Like, how much do you want it?
When you watch her skate, you want to do what she's doing. Leticia is one of the ones that's closing the gap between men and women skating right now.
Skateboarding is my life. I think I was born to be a skateboarder, you know.
Leticia Buffoni is so dominant, 11-time X Games skateboard medalist, the most by a woman at X Games all time. But here she is dropping in for her second run, Lindsay.
Didn't have the run she was looking for in run 1, but she is a veteran, and I believe she'll pull it out.
Amazingly, it's our third time here in Minneapolis, and she hasn't won gold yet here. Can that change today?
Oh. She did have that rolled ankle 2 days ago.
Right.
And you know, these street skaters just came off of Street League last weekend. So it's really hard doing these contests back to back and battling being sore and injuries and things like that. You only have so much time for recovery.
That's the thing, Linz. I'm not a doctor, but if you're skating on a rolled ankle all the time, it's just not going to get better.
Yes. I don't mean to laugh at the injury, just that you had to qualify that you weren't a doctor, Craig.
Yeah, people didn't believe.
Well, starting out with that unique line of a nose manual.
And Lacey Baker will never be defined.
There it is, tucked.
By their contest finishes, but we know what Lacey Baker is capable of on a skateboard.
And Lacey's always been a fierce competitor. Always, they're there to win, you know? It's not like, oh yeah, I'll just show up and skate. As you can see with the frustration of the fall.
Well, it's been an awesome year for Lacey, featured in the Miley Cyrus video, Mother's Daughter, Nike SB, Full Park, Gizmo, part of the Just Do It 30th anniversary campaign. A lot going on for Lacey Baker, but they will try to clean things up on their third and final attempt. There we see our current leader getting ready to drop in. She's the only one in the 90s club right now.
That's a big score.
Just to give you an idea, Haisa 4'5", Momiji 4'6", both 11. That tells you how they would even be able to get up to a basketball hoop. If she put Momiji on her shoulders, they still would come up
even
over
on top
a
of her
foot
head.
short from the rim.
Oh, man.
So Momiji, it looked like a walk in the park on her first run. What does she do for an encore, Lindsay?
I think she's got more. Yes. That unique combo she does there. Oh, that big spin front board again.
How are you doing the big spin front board every single time?
Like butter. Oh, stepping off a lip slide. But look, even though she's got a whole run under her belt, a 90. She's still like, okay, I got to finish my run. Time's not up yet.
I love the hustle from Momiji. This will count. But you're right, Lindsay. I mean, other young skaters might feel deterred by going down midway through their run.
That heel flip. And you know, something about that Euro gap that you probably don't notice is it's actually really close to the bank, which makes it really difficult to actually get up it without catching on the ledge or whatever that you're landing on.
That's a great point, Linz. These skaters have to ollie so much earlier than on a normal Euro gap.
Alexis Sablone had a tough first run. She's sitting in 10th place.
Dropping into that classic Alexis front board there. Having to hop off her board though to reset, which can be time consuming. There's that perfect kickflip she does over that big rail, coming in backwards here. Switch front board hanging on, wow. So technical, it's so hard to do things from backwards from your normal stance like that.
A bronze medal in Shanghai, a bronze medal last year here in Minneapolis.
Was she going kickflip front board there, Linz, I think?
Kickflip front board or kickflip front 50. I think she does both of those. Super bummed, but does have another run. Look at that. Oh, wow. Here it is backwards. That's just insane. Almost not hanging on to that.
So Alexis will get one more shot on this course.
And although she did some harder tricks there, she really didn't have that many tricks.
Here's Aori Nishimura, again, just 18 years old, but if you ask a lot of the young Japanese skaters, they all say this is the skateboarder that they look up to.
Totally, and she actually just turned 18 on Wednesday, so happy birthday, Aori.
Can she add to her medal collection? She's got 3, a gold, a silver, and a bronze.
Sorry, I just had a quick dance party in the booth here.
Yeah,
wow, gap to lip slide.
Oh, Nishimura already cleaning so much up from her first run.
180 up. What does she have for us on this big rail? Oh, wow, back lip. Wow. That was a very, very good ending to that run.
Well, she's in 9th place now. She will not stay there, I can guarantee you that, after this fierce second run.
Big old gap to lip slide. It's hard to tell there, but she has to travel a fair distance from where she takes off to where she ends up in that lip slide. There's that back lip, getting those trucks over the rail and blindly sliding down.
Nishia, Leal, and Duran are currently in our podium position here in run number 2. Did Nishimura put her name into that conversation? Oh my goodness!
Oh,
a 92! And Nishimura takes over first place. And that shouldn't shock anyone, as she has won this event before. A near flawless run for Aori. So wow. Mariah Duran, our defending X Games Minneapolis gold medalist, is set to drop in for her second run.
Looking to get back in that top 3 position. Frontside feeble down that big old rail. Wow. .360 over the hip. She really does love that section. Slowly working her way across the course to use as many features as she can.
You think Mariah is hyped?
So
Absolutely
hyped.
hulking after that run. This is
Let's
how
see it.
you finish a run.
Oh, wow. That hard flip was beautiful.
Absolutely stomping it. An 88.33 for Duran, good enough for third place. And US Bank Stadium is on fire. Hey, let's head down to Craig McMorris, who's with the X Games legend on the winter side and my personal favorite snowboarder, Chloe Kim.
That's right, Brandon. I'm down here with royalty, especially on the winter side. Chloe, are you enjoying Summer X?
This is really fun. I kind of love that I don't have to compete and I get to just watch everyone kill it. It's pretty sick.
And who's killing it for you right now?
Dude, all these little girls right now, they're just absolutely destroying it. Like, honestly, it's so sick to watch.
Sick to watch in the summer. We love watching in the winter. I can't wait for Aspen. I know the fans can't wait either.
Yeah, me too. So excited. See you guys there.
See you at Aspen, guys. Back to you in the booth.
Now, that's awesome. You never know who you'll see here at X Games Minneapolis. So Mariah Duran putting on a really big score there at the end to get her into the top 3. Well, more coming from X Games, but we have breaking news. We're throwing it now to the ABC News Desk.
Welcome back here to Run Freeway Skateboard Street. Just let them stretch their legs a little bit here. As Miss Baker and the rest of the women's skateboard street final are coming down.
Yeah, we are seeing a serious battle here. Just like we were in Nishijiro, overtook first place with 92, but that's what we're looking for, so everything can change. Run number 3.
Yeah, just there towards the latter portion of run 2, you can see just that really going for Mariah Duran and Aori Ishimura, Luigi Nishida, and Mariah Duran. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I think that's, again, just that 45-second run, you could make it. And we saw that with Mike Houston, and, you know, his best trick, not going to 2, his best trick. I guess, you know, speaking of, we're going to throw down here, some of the tension that was going on down there. I feel like it's a little bit looser than the best trick, but right now, throw it back down to Hannah, what's going on?
Thanks very much, guys. Well, I'm standing here with one of our X Games rookies, 14 years old, Cole from Minneapolis. Make some noise for Cole out here. Not only are you competing, though, you're
two of our top three also medals last year here at X Games Minneapolis. So they are back. They were learn Ryan Durant along with Gigi Shia sitting in the top two spots right now.
Okay, as we're about to approach our run three, again, just let everybody get their bearings. 10 minutes. Come on. Definitely with all of what's going on here in the world. We want to change that, okay?
This the ODB, kid. Once again, coming through your area. And I'm gonna tell you one time, you gonna love it. Still number one, still number one.
Well, it's year number 3 for the X Games here in Minneapolis, and each year it just gets a little bit better. It's been an amazing host city. Love the culture, love the vibe, love the sense of community, and I absolutely love US Bank Stadium, which is where you'll find us right now as we kick off run number 3 in our women's skateboard street final. And believe it or not, an 11-year-old was leading this thing before Ayori Nishimura took it off. It's really been the story of that, but now gaining headlines. Leticia Buffoni, I'm being told, is officially pulling out of the contest. For more on that, let's head down to Craig McMorris.
That's correct, Brendan. Obviously, we reported that rolled ankle. It happened 7 weeks ago. She kind of re-injured it 2 days ago, and that was bugging her quite a bit. So I think with the ice on, with the spray, and not taking her 3rd run is a good Leticia decision, but we'd obviously love to see her skate.
Yeah, tough to see, because we saw her skating in practice, we saw her skating in eliminations. We thought this would be a course that she would have some fun on in her quest to win her first ever X Games Minneapolis gold medal, but it won't happen here in 2019. But run 3 kicks off with the 14-year-old Poe Pinson.
Missing that late shove it
and
over that big rail.
What's so frustrating about that, guys, is in the break, Poe went 3 for 3 on that late shove it over the rail.
Don't tell us that, Greg.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Big kickflip to flat there. I just love that she keeps going and continues her run and doesn't just throw it away.
Well, if you're just joining us, this contest has been a youth movement in real time. As I was alluding to, Momiji, the 11-year-old who was leading this contest until Aori Nishimura took it from her last run. She's sitting in 2nd place. And then our other 11-year-old, Haisa Leal, is just outside of the podium right now in 4th.
Poe Pinson, great showing for her rookie year here at X Games.
But again, the perseverance, and like you said, the
big ol' kickflip.
intuitiveness to kick off that run with a fall and then to go and keep going.
There's Ministes from the park side.
Right, they're good friends. Good to see them hanging out. Candy Jacobs sitting in 8th place, trying to knock out her best run score of 68. This is her final run.
Do it. Oh, no.
Trying to kickflip into that back 50?
Right, we need to talk about just how difficult that is. She could very easily 50-50 that right out the gate, trying to flip into it, adding that degree of difficulty.
Yes, it adds a big degree of difficulty. As you can see, that was the 2nd time that she did not make that. So it is a much more difficult trick than just straight 50-50. You have to flip your board, catch it, land on the ledge. It's way harder. She looks a little lost now, kind of like, I don't know what to do now, but this will be her last trick. Oh, going for a tray flip 50-50 maybe?
I think that's what she's going for.
All smiles anyway.
I do have to say, I love the 2-tone pan.
Yeah, I'm digging the style today.
Yeah, it's awesome. This street course directly under the windows of this beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium. You might think, if you didn't know where we were, that we were actually outside. And looks like Candy's going to try and give it one more go for the fans here at U.S. Bank. But we turn our attention now to Yumeka Ueda. She's sitting in 6th, had a really nice 72 on her opening run. Can she make some noise and possibly jump up into that podium party?
Oh, that crooked grind is so sick. She locks in all the way to the bottom. Nice kickflip. Even a nice 5-0 on that quarter pipe.
She's been so solid at this part of her run. It's this nollie flip.
Yeah, getting the nollie flip to continue her run. Oh, nice. Nice Smith grind. She's doing awesome on this run. Coming in switch, frontside flip. Oh, kind of stepping up, kind of making it.
And it should be noted, Oda skating Leticia Buffoni's deck from Plan B. Trying to pay homage to Leticia.
I almost want Yumeka to go up and try that again.
Right?
So close.
Make some noise for this X Games rookie DC Shoes.
But what a showing for Oda in her X Games debut.
Look at that. Wow. Locking in that crooked grind. Locking in the Smith grind. These kids just do everything so proper. There's no little kid style here.
Right.
They're not even teenagers.
We've talked about that time and time again. Kids might have some really neat tricks, but there is that quote-unquote kid style. Doesn't exist out here. Well, more action from women's skateboard street when we return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
I'm here to announce my retirement from sports. The pressure it takes to play at 9 is not what I expected when I started at 5. I obviously can't compete at this level. Any questions?
ESPN has partnered with the world-renowned Aspen Institute to start a campaign called Don't Retire Kid. That raises awareness of the declining participation in youth sports. For materials, including tools for parents and coaches, visit projectplay.us. Well, we're in the middle of run number 3 here at the Women's Skateboard Street Final. And this young lady has set this course ablaze. Haisa Leal, it's her 3rd and final run. She's just outside of podium position right now, Lindsay.
She has it in her. Oh no, that's it.
So Haisa uncharacteristically going down early in her run. We really haven't seen that from her at all today or this week on this course. And unfortunately, that probably will keep her from being able to grab a medal in her X Games debut. But we thought right now, see if she can try and get one more. We thought that she had podium potential and possibly could even win this thing after a huge win at Street League just a week ago.
Yeah, she definitely has the potential. And big hugs with Pamela there. She will, I'm sure we will see her.
Right. Pamela Rosa,
again.
Of course, a former gold medalist here, embracing what is almost sure to be a future gold medalist at some point in this event. But we move on to Lacey Baker, because Leticia Buffoni, who would have dropped because of that nagging ankle injury, will not be dropping in. So here's Lacey's final
out with
run.
that long nose manual.
And that nose manny off the top, she does not have that much room to run in, so she's going a little bit slower than I think she would hope to, but the balance on point.
The tray flip into the nollie.
Wow.
Nollie inward heel. Man, blowing minds. Nose slide. Lacey's staying on this run really well, but because Lacey goes a lot slower than some of the other skaters,
Doesn't get as many tricks in.
But
easily their best run of the day.
Lacey Baker. All right, Lacey.
I definitely feel that that will better the 10th place.
Well, let's take a look at that again from our Pacifico Spider Cam. What a view.
Wow. So pumped. It's hard when you come up and you go nollie, because you're now putting your front foot up on the nose and getting your pop from there rather than from the back.
That's
like you
a
normally
really good point. Lacey improves the score, but not enough to get on the podium. Here's Momiji Nishida in 2nd place with that 90. Can she catch Aori Nishimura and reclaim the top spot?
Oh, there's that big spin front board again.
4 for 4 on that.
Lip sliding.
That's what she went down on in run 2, so she's got momentum.
Oh,
no. Stepping off and ending her run.
Unable to close it out, but that should not be an indictment of the 11-year-old Zay. She was simply remarkable from the opening run, leading this contest early. And this X Games rookie looked like she's been in this contest for a decade, not just 11 years old. Wow.
Very, very impressive. Another one of the ones that I'm sure we're going to see a lot more out of.
3 skaters left to drop in for their final attempts, including our current leader, Aori Nishimura. More after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Omani's at the X Games. Must be nice.
Don't hate like your coworkers trip. Book your own with Hotels.com.
So hard to say goodbye. It's 4th and final day here at X Games Minneapolis. But this women's skateboard street final has me wanting to stick around. The ladies putting it down here at US Bank Stadium. Alexis Sablone, who has won this event 3 times before, currently sits in last place. I can't believe I'm even saying that, Lindsay, because we know what she's capable of.
Right, but she hasn't put down a complete run yet. Starting it off right with that big frontside board slide down the biggest rail, biggest feature basically on the course. Oh, that kick flip, I always say it, but man, it's beautiful. Here she comes backwards for the same trick, frontside board slide, oh no, but slamming and not staying on her board.
And you see her hustling, looking up at the clock, not giving up anything. Last 10 seconds for Alexis.
Oh. Stepping off. But something that I'm noticing with this contest is Alexis and Lacey as well, you know, they're way more methodical about their runs, and they do a little more.
Right. They're trying to bring the tech up always, but without, as you said, especially with these young kids that we're seeing, the 11-year-olds, the 12-year-olds, they are pushing the progression, and they're getting in as many tricks as anyone in this field. And there you see Aori Nishimura. She's our current leader. She's guaranteed at least a silver medal because Mariah Duran sitting in third will be the last skater to drop in. What can Aori do to maybe give herself at least a little bit more breathing room on the scoring department, Lindsay?
So as you saw right there, she did hit her board on the way up the Euro gap because it's so close and so tough, but hung on to it. You know, she really just needs to stay on her board and up the difficulty a little bit of her tricks or get some more tricks in. And that definitely would have upped the difficulty, but stepping off looks like she will stay where she is.
But that score, Lindsay, we've called a lot of these contests. That score of 92 is very strong and would annually probably win any contest. So she's got to feel really good about what she did on run number 2.
Yeah. But basically, talking back to Lacey and Alexis, the quality over quantity used to do it. It used to be enough, but it's looking like now that some of these younger ones, they have that quality, but they've got a quantity of them. So
they've merged the two together.
They've merged the two, and you know, Lacey and Alexis might have to reevaluate how they put together their runs.
That's a really good point. And we shall see what the future holds. Well, you can see the future right there, standing next to Sky Brown, who put it down on the women's park side.
That's our top 3. It might shuffle after Duran's next run, but that's our top 3 right there.
Yeah, Nishia at least guaranteed a medal, which is amazing. Here's Mariah Duran, our defending gold medalist. If she wants to reclaim gold, she's got to do it right now and best that 92 from Aori.
Oh, frontside feeble. Beautifully done. Oh, man. She's got a fan favorite style for sure.
She's on one right now. Remember, she closed things out with that hard flip from her previous run.
10 seconds.
Taking a different approach here.
Oh no, getting wobbly. Oh!
And you gotta wonder if that slight wobble, as you said, was her undoing. But with that, Aori Nishimura is guaranteed her second X Games gold medal.
You were on the podium last year. How much sweeter does the gold feel, though?
I'm just so happy to be here and winning gold again. I'm so hyped. Yeah.
You look so good in gold. Now, Japan has taken over the X Games. How does that feel to be part of that illustrious medal and that illustrious country?
日本人選手がここまで活躍している中で、自分もその一員になれたことにどう思いますか？
これからももっと頑張ろうかなっていうふうに思います。
Yeah, I just want to keep this up and get the best that I could do out here in the X Games. Yep.
Congratulations, Aori. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Craig. Aori Nishimura just incredibly adds a 4th X Games medal, her 2nd gold, and she's still just 18 years old, Lindsay.
She's still such a youngin'. Look at that podium, wow.
Wow, there you see our podium. And let's check out the highlights.
Oh, there's that big 50-50 from Poe.
And again,
wow, look at her shoelace.
Completely
oh my
undone.
Gosh, I did not catch that the first time.
And I do want to congratulate Momiji Nishia on getting the silver medal and becoming the second youngest X Games medalist ever in the process.
Wow.
At 11-11.
Is an awesome title.
But at the end of the day, Aori Nishimura reigning supreme, winning her second career X Games gold medal. Well, that wraps it up for women's skateboard street, but Chris Jocelyn and the boys from the Skateboard Best Trick Contest are about to hit this course.
Chris Jocelyn is a beast.
When you think of gaps, the first person you think of is Chris Jocelyn. Chris just like, I'm gonna attack this gap like I'm getting shot out of a cannon.
Chris Jocelyn.
How old is this kid?
The rookie taking over the top spot.
If that dude sees grip tape, he is going to try to roll away.